Guys, I've said it before and I'll say it again. We need to have a transportation revolution, and we need to use the technologies we have to get around for free, right? And some people would say that, oh, it's the Tesla, that's the way to go. Well, that's not affordable to the average person. What I'm about to tell you is affordable to the average person. In my other video, I showed you guys the actual power bank, so I'm not going to get into that. And there's plenty of power banks out there. It doesn't really matter which brand you pick, and it doesn't really matter what kind of e-bike you pick. But the reality is solar technology is accessible to the average person, and e-bike technology is now readily accessible to the average person. If you can combine these two things, you have free transportation, unlimited free transportation. This is a game changer, and this is huge. I've said it before that lowering the cost of living is the path to salvation for Gen Z. Modular construction, camper vans, whatever. Like if you can buy a few acres of land and you can get solar power energy, you can get e-bikes for the transportation, all that, you can basically opt out of the system that you currently live in. So the system you currently live in, I understand it's corrupt, it's wicked, it's evil. We have the technology to opt out of it. We have the technology to not live under it. And this, what I'm showing you guys today, this is revolutionary, okay? This is electronic transportation, and you're charging it yourself. That means you own the solar panels, and once you own the e-bikes, you have an unlimited amount of free transportation. You can generate your own electricity and then use that electricity to get around town. This is a game changer. Really obtainable for an 18-year-old Zoomer. It just is. It 100% is. It may not be the easiest thing to get, especially if you want to get the nice stuff, but you getting a solar generator and you getting a e-bike is attainable to the average Zoomer. E-bikes don't require a license. They don't require insurance, registration, any of that. They're quiet, they're easy to maintain. If it gets destroyed or stolen, you can get another one pretty easily. This is the best way for a chud to get around town, 100%. And I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I haven't been using cars since I got out of prison because I feel like cars, in many ways, for young people or for people that are poor trying to seek upward mobility, I think cars are a scam right now. I think the ROI, you know, I think in terms of business. I'm a businessman, guys, and the ROI of owning a car is actually not worth it, right? If you're a young person, this has the strongest ROI, strongest return on investment. Generate your own damn electricity, get around town, no license, no registration, no insurance. This is the cheapest transportation there is, 100%. It's cheap, it's reliable, it's affordable. But I have two e-bikes. You know, in case one of them goes offline, I still have another one. I'm actually getting a third one. I'm still putting it together. That's going to be on video in a couple of weeks, just to show you, you know, how serious I am to my commitment to avoiding using cars. Now, am I still going to have vehicles? Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to get a Humvee. And the reason I'm going to get something like a Humvee, the reason I'm going to get a gas guzzler is because I'm not going to drive it that often. And when I do drive something, it's going to be something big and badass. I know that. It's going to be some big, badass, gas guzzling thing that nobody wants. So like a Humvee or maybe like a Hummer H1 or something. It's probably what I'm going to get because it'll be cheap. It'll be a gas guzzler. Nobody wants it, but I'm barely ever going to drive the thing anyway because this is going to be my primary method of transportation. The powers that be really don't want you to do this because they don't want you to have upward mobility. They want you on the hamster wheel forever. They really don't want Gen Z to have any power, okay? They want Gen Z to be a subservient class that just kind of stays where they're at forever and is stagnated forever. And this is one major way you can get upward mobility. We're going to be talking about more of that on this channel later, how Gen Z can really get upward mobility. Well, this is one way right here. If you want to save money and be able to have, you know, put more money aside every month, you have to stop paying for gas. You have to stop paying for gas. Another thing is rent. You have to stop paying landlords, okay? You have to find a way to live without paying a landlord. Transportation costs and housing costs. That's what's really killing your budget, okay? People get all, oh, the fucking prices at the grocery store are too high. And that may be true, okay? That may be true. But if a carton of eggs cost a couple extra dollars and that's fucking freaking you out and stressing you out, maybe you need to look at the landlord you're paying every month, giving $1,500 a month to this guy just to live in a little box in the ghetto. To live in a little box down the street from the ghetto, you pay $1,500 a month. It doesn't make any sense. But then you go to the grocery store and a carton of eggs is $2 extra. You freak out like the sky is falling. Not the freaking eggs at the grocery store being $2 more. It's the $1,500 a month for the landlord and the other however much per month for transportation cost. That's what's killing you. You've got to lower your cost of living. And how you're going to do that is by unconventional means, embracing new technologies, and get the white picket fence vision out of your head of what the American dream is supposed to look like. Our American dream for millennials and Zoomers is a different American dream from the baby boomers. It just is. The American dream might be owning 3 acres of land and having solar power and having a trailer. That's probably like more like the American dream. Like looking at what's behind me right now, this is a more realistic American dream for millennials and Gen Z. You can bitch about it, you can moan about it, and continue to participate in their system that's designed to hold you down and just bitch and moan all day, or you can do something about it. I've chosen to do something about it. The reason I enjoy the things I enjoy is because I understand how economics works. I understand basic math, and I realize, like, if I want to have upward mobility, my cost of living has to be low, and I need more discretionary income for investments, saving money, 401k, whatever. You need more discretionary income that you can play around with and do different stuff with. You can't have all your money getting sucked into your cost of living. If you have a setup in your life that's that rotten, you have to rip it apart and rebuild it. You have to rip your life apart and rebuild it. When they see that people can just drive around town and not be dependent on gasoline, and people can have unlimited free transportation, you can take it to the bank. Powerful people will try to shut this down, 100%. And I want you guys to remember that. So we need everybody to jump on this shit before they try to shut it down. And you know they're going to try to shut it down. Jordan Jareb, signing off.